Giant red potatoes, 5-pound bag, only $5.99. Fresh assorted pork chops at $2.99 per pound. Chobani Greek yogurt, 5.3-ounce tub, just $1.89. Scott Chooser size paper towels, 1 roll at $2.69. Super Swat or Superbug insect spray, 430 milliliter tin, hot price $3.69. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Tuesday, August the 7th. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. That group objecting to plans for commercial activities at the Shelley Bay Beach has put forward a counter-proposal on what they would like to see government do there. The Tourism Authority, which backs commercial activities, including a concession stand for food, says tourists need more things to do, while the group feels any commercialization is unnecessary. As Turai Trot reports, the group's vision for Shelley Bay revolves around those with disabilities.
They've been leading the opposition against commercial plans aimed at reinvigorating Shelley Bay Beach. And now the group, which has a petition in circulation, says it wants the government to seriously consider its proposal for the beach, a proposal which rejects a concession stand at the beach. Cheryl Ann Griffin is among those who are against the Tourism Authority's proposal. She and others want to see the space that was once occupied by a concessions building be turned into a ramp that would cater to allow those with physical disabilities to access the water.
We are proposing that the recovered free area, once occupied by the demolished building at Shelley Bay Beach, is the ideal area to be used to enhance the beach experience for residents and visitors who are physically and visually challenged, as well as the infirm elderly population. We are therefore requesting that the government give serious consideration to this alternative vision and plan for Shelley Bay Beach.
Ms. Griffin suggested a physically accessible Shelley Bay Beach was long overdue.
Physically and visually challenged residents from Hamilton Parish and beyond have expressed the desire to have a beach accessible for reaching the water and swimming. Some have not been able to touch the sea for up to 12 years. As my neighbor, who is wheelchair bound, who would love to get to the beach, or a young friend of mine who has become disabled, who we take to the beach and has to scoot into the water, or to a young man from the extended care unit whose 6 friends made an accompaniment for him to be able to reach the water by carrying him in a sheet.
The group feels the beach is ideally located to become a sanctuary for the physically disabled.
The area has the situation for an ideal driveway right off North Shore Road that, with minimum construction, can be made safely level to the new park for the delivery and pickup of the physically and visually impaired and the infirm elderly. There is ease of modification. The surface of the area can be easily modified from its present state to a hard surface.
For Esme Williams, the ability to access Shelley Bay is personal.
Shelley Bay Beach is a very unique beach. There is no other in Bermuda as that. And for those persons who are wheelchair bound, or myself, with a low vision or limited vision, it would assist us. We're not looking to have this at every beach. If Shelley Bay Beach is a unique beach that can accommodate this with its low tide, its easy access to the water, the safety that's there.
Meanwhile, the group still opposes the installation of a concession stand to serve food, instead proposing a lunch cart to be located in the upper park area. Asked by Bermuda Broadcasting on what basis they oppose a concession stand on the beach when one was located there for decades before recently being demolished, Ms. Griffin clarified.
I've been in Shelley Bay for 40 years. There was a building there and several businesses have passed through that building, none of which were successful and none of which catered to the beach patrons. At one time, there was a concession at the bottom that served ice cream and drinks that may have lasted for 1 or 2 years at the most. The bathrooms that were there were never maintained, never functioned well. But so essentially, we won't miss what we never had. There really was never a successful beach concession at Shelley Bay.
The group is also requesting that government install proper toilets there and say to date they have not had the opportunity to have their ideas for Shelley Bay considered. It now falls to government, which backs the Tourism Authority's plans to respond. Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Tarai. Well, a desperate plea tonight from the owner of 4-week-old puppies, which have been reported stolen. The picture of all 6 puppies has been shared more than 200 times on social media as residents attempt to help locate the missing pups, believed to be pit bull terriers. According to a post, the puppies were taken from a locked kennel at a Mount Hill, Pembroke residence sometime last night. If you have seen these puppies or have seen anyone acting suspiciously in the Mount Hill, Pembroke area last night, you are encouraged to contact the police on 295-0011. In other news, the 2 winners of the Maiden Cup Match Quiz, sponsored by One Communication and Bermuda Broadcasting Company, were announced today at One's offices on Church Street. The first prize an iPhone 8 and the second prize a Nokia 6.1. He spoke to Glenn Fubler of Imagine Bermuda.
I'm representing a collaboration of organizations that have a project this summer called Bermuda Adventures. The idea is to empower the families in the island in terms of their children going forward with their development. So over the summer we've had a variety of activities, including an open house at the Bermuda Aquarium, but as a part of Cup Match, we had the first ever Cup Match quiz with the collaboration of both the One Communication and Bermuda Broadcasting Company. We'd like to thank them for their support. And we have 2 winners to announce today. The first prize goes to one Don Burgess, who seems to be traveling, so we haven't been able to contact him. But the second prize, a Nokia phone, will be going to Ayana Keynes, who is a student, a 16-year-old student from BHS. She's just completed her GCs, awaiting those results, and due to start the IB program in September. So I'd like to congratulate Ayana, and I'm going to have Brian Lugren from One Communication to make that presentation.
Congratulations. This is the Nokia 6.1. It's our newest Android phone.
I'd like to thank One Communications for the prize, but it's also like important to know the history, so we have to remember and the sacrifices that our foreparents have made, like Mary Prince. It's important, you have to put aside the prize and remember the history of Bermuda.
So you enjoyed this opportunity to do a little research and get a better sense of what the background of Cup Match was all about.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. It was nice to learn about things that I might not have known.
Great. All right. Well, we congratulate you and keep up the good work.
And congratulations to the winners. Well, we'll have more for you after this short break, including all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
Price Rate is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce. And an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Right at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warren. There's always something new and always something for everyone.
My biggest fear in this world was losing an arm, a leg, my eyesight. I was taking insulin injections. I was also taking lisinopril and a series of other medications.
There are many medications that patients are on that are very helpful. If you're able to lower the blood sugar through lifestyle, decrease in sugar intake, increase activity, you don't need those medications anymore.
Whereas before, we thought if you have type 2 diabetes, you've got it for the rest of your life. We now understand that it can be reversed.
People are saying, oh, gosh, Miss Wade, you look like you lost weight. What are you doing? And you just tell them you're doing the diabetes reversal program. Dr. James looked at me and he said, Sister, wait, look at you. And I said, Doc, I got my sexy back. I said, Doc, you know what? I can truly say that you saved my life.
I invite you to take the first step on the journey of the Diabetes Reversal Program here at the Premier Health and Wellness Center.
Welcome back. Well, the holiday weekend was a time of reflection on our shared cultural history. One obvious common thread is family lineage. And a new book, What We Share, Bermuda's Entwined Bloodlines, aims to dissect the often complicated history of mixed-race families, invisible ancestors, and other compelling stories of the Bermudian identity. Author John Cox, grandson of Sir John Cox, tells us about his journey and eventual discovery of having black ancestors in his paternal lineage. Jasmine Patterson has that story.
Shared ancestry could be considered a touchy subject in Bermuda on the backdrop of the legacy of a long history of racism. John Cox embarked on a project to uncover the truth of his family origins. The Cox family have roots in Bermuda traceable to the 1600s.
This is my great-grandfather. This is Henry James Cox. He was born in 1858 in this house where I live, and he died in 1948 in this house where I live.
Henry Cox would marry his second cousin, Ellen Zool, resulting in the birth of a son, Sir John Cox. Ellen, however, died suddenly of cancer when their child was only 8 months old, and Henry Cox sought a companion.
He had a long-standing affair with a woman named Rattery, who lived over in Loyal Hill, a very, very, very beautiful black woman. And they had 2 children together, which only came to light within the last 10 years or so.
Even more evidence came about of the Cox's mixed-race past.
You know, in the 1600s, going back to when his ancestors came to Bermuda, there were quite a few, obviously, ancestors coming out of England, different parts of England, mostly the southern parts of England, and coming over by sailing ship to Bermuda. However, at the same time, a black woman named Allie was coming out of the Congo and going through the Middle Passage on her way to Barbados, and got into Barbados and was sent into slavery. Allie, I found out, is an ancestress of his several times over.
According to historical records, Allie was brought to Bermuda and had a liaison with a rich London merchant named Richard Pierce. They had a child together.
I wasn't sure quite what to make of it at first because, you know, it kind of put a whole different spin on the family story, as you can imagine. Here's a prominent old gentleman from a prominent old white family who's carrying black DNA or black heritage. I wondered, did he ever know it? He probably didn't. It took a while for me to find it because it was quite hidden.
Stories like these are a welcome addition to the book, What We Share, Bermuda's Entwined Bloodlines. Author Dr. Kim Dismont Robinson is seeking essays, poems, memoirs, or fictional stories that speak to this theme.
We know that so many Bermudian families are connected in ways that we know and ways that we don't know. And particularly in Bermuda, where race has always been something that's been at the fore of conversation, that's been at the fore of so many of our social issues, we thought that it would be a really interesting thing from the point of view of looking at national identity and our idea of who we are as Bermudians, to actually look at the ways in which black and white Bermudians, the ways in which Filipino Bermudians, the way in which Portuguese Bermudians are all connected.
It's clear the art of storytelling can help mend relationships stemming from the brutality of enslavement to a harmonious multicultural society that makes Bermuda what it is today.
It's funny, I always wondered why I love to dance with a gumbe, so maybe now I know why. I'm just, obviously I know that I have black heritage, and I'm certainly proud of it, and I'm proud of all of my heritage. It's really grounding, yeah, it is, and very uplifting too.
There's still time to make submissions. The deadline has been extended to August 24th.
Thanks, Jasmine. Turning to weather news, more warm and sunny days ahead. Here are the details from AccuWeather.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and hopefully you have had a fantastic Tuesday. I know we've had the clouds around today, some showers here and there, but the forecast will be improving as we head into the next 24 hours. So we've had some rain here. You can see to our north and east, we have Debbie. It is a subtropical storm. This is not going to cause any impacts on us. So I'm just throwing this in here because we have a named storm out there. So this is subtropical, and you know, all about the temperature of the water. If it was a degree or so cooler, this really wouldn't be anything that we'd be talking about here. Winds are at 40 miles per hour, and this is moving north at 16 miles per hour. Just for perspective, we're all the way down here, so it is a few hundred miles away from the island. And again, it's not going to have any impacts on us here locally. What we do have happening here is a boundary that has been sagging to our south that has been firing up some of those spotty showers throughout the day today. Winds have been out of the north as that front continues to drop its way on south. So a couple of showers out there, and that'll very much be the case as we continue into this evening with improvements, again, over the next 24 hours. So looking at some of the current stats, temperatures are sitting in the low 80s, humidity at about 76%. Winds, as I mentioned, coming in out of the north as that boundary works its way farther south. Fairly light, though, with our winds 4 to 8 knots. The water's sitting at 84 degrees right now. No issues inside the reef. Waves are between 1 foot or less, and waves outside of the reef running between 2 and 3 feet. We don't have any marine alerts that have been issued by the Bermuda Weather Service, so we're in good shape there. You can see our tidal times. We have our next low tide coming in at 12:21. That's on Wednesday morning, and then high tide at 6:07. So as we head into the next few hours, don't be surprised if we still have some lingering showers. We're not expecting anything too steady here. We'll call it partly cloudy, a low of 75 for tonight. I'll allow for maybe a shower early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll get peaks of sunshine into the afternoon, 84 for the high temperature, and a low of 76 degrees. What's in store as we head closer to the end of the week and getting into the weekend? Well, you can see that most of the moisture is going to be out toward the east coast. High pressure to our east. We're going to kind of get this squeeze play here late in the week as the wind starts to come in out of the south and west, and that's going to allow for a little bit more moisture heading our way. Hey, if you're doing some traveling, Toronto looking at some rain tomorrow, also some showers and storms in New York City and also into Boston. A tropical wave is providing some moisture into Jamaica, but other than that, things are relatively quiet. Your extended forecast, again, showers tonight, an AM shower tomorrow, then we're dry, and then more moisture as we get closer to the weekend.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
It's hurricane season. Here are some tips from BF&M. Before a storm, make sure you have a family plan. Stock up on food and water and protect your home. Board up and make sure your insurance policies are up to date. After a storm, check everyone's safety, especially seniors. Inspect your property and secure from further damage. Then note the damages, list, and take photos. Remember, you can always count on BF&M 24/7 during hurricane season and all year round.
At Big Savings Zone, we believe your children deserve a happy space to call their own, full of color and excitement, where their imagination can take flight from fun to functional. We have a delightful selection of kids' furniture built with the same quality that you've come to know and trust at our everyday low prices. Create a room that your little ones will love only at Big Savings Zone. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Located in the Commercial Park, Southside, St. David's. Call 297-4440 or click BigSavingZone.com. Big Savings Zone, making your house a home.
It's taken for the Cats. That's the Sonic Cats.
Summer Sunday in the Park is back after a 4-year hiatus, this time with a carnival flair. Event organizer Tamara Bradshaw says it's going to have a carnival-like feel to it. The free, family-friendly event starts up again this Sunday at Victoria Park from 2 to 8 p.m. There will be a variety of live entertainment, carnival games, fitness demos, dance troupes, the gambes, vendors, fun castles, prizes, and, of course, food and drink. Ed Christopher and Power Girl will MC the event, which sounds like a lot of fun. In medical news, our affiliates at CBS 2 in Iowa have been witnessing medical technology never seen in the state, which can help quadriplegics, veterans, and people with spinal injuries to walk again. Here's how the exoskeleton is changing lives.
It looks like something out of a Star Wars movie.
You can't know what it's like to lose yourself to walk, you know, and this thing, I'm normal.
But it's science fact, not fiction. This robotic exoskeleton is helping people walk again.
I am not going to stay here with no leg and no arm, and I'm going to get it back. You know, I'm going to work real hard.
39-year-old Amy Stevens had a stroke 3 weeks ago that made her paralyzed on the right side of her body. She says this robotic suit is giving her a new lease on life.
39 years old, you lose yourself to walk, man, it can devastate you, you know? So this gave me a reason to live.
It's the only exoskeleton device made that's both for spinal cord injured patients as well as stroke victims, which we saw here today in Des Moines.
The nonprofit Soldier Strong donated the exoskeleton to the Yonker Rehab Center at Iowa Methodist Hospital in Des Moines, the first one in the entire state.
I may not be 100%, and I know that, but I will walk.
Just ask Matt Ross.
I was in an accident in April 2014, and I was told I would never walk again.
Who's now putting one foot in front of the other, giving Amy and others the hope that they'll get there too.
I mean, most people, it takes a year or two, you know, when you're coming out of a stroke to get your life back, and a week and a half. I mean, come on, I can't be more thankful.
One step at a time.
I just can't be more thankful. This is going to help so many people's lives.
In Des Moines, Caroline Cummings reporting.
The exoskeleton, incredible. Still to come, Earl Baisden will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
Golden ripe pineapples, hot price $4.99. Fresh Purdue chicken leg quarters, hot price $1.49 per pound. Kraft mayonnaise 30-ounce jar, hot price at $4.99. Kellogg's Fruit Loops or Corn Pop cereal, 19-ounce box, just $7.99. Sargento sliced cheeses, 6.7 or 8-ounce packages, hot price $3.99. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
We are the voices.
You are with the captain.
It's Mr. Midday.
12 new major news.
The big station.
The morning show.
The number one song.
The Faces.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight.
This is exactly what you're talking about.
What an upset it was.
The Storytellers.
They are actually using the pepper spray.
Police are aware of this theory.
The water is 3,500 meters deep.
The tax climbs up to 12.5%.
The window on our community.
We bring you the best in U.S. television entertainment
and the greatest sporting events in the world.
A brilliant performance from Duffy.
We are the island's only Bermudian-owned broadcaster of both television and radio.
With the only TV channels that are available over the air in beautiful high definition, completely free.
We are always expanding.
We are always innovating.
And most important, we're always your station.
This is Bermuda Broadcasting.
Turning to sports now, Bermuda's under-15 women's national team defeated Barbados in Florida. Nucky Wells could be on his way to Derby, and Alan Douglas II picked up his third consecutive Safe Hands Award trophy. Earl Baisden has the details and much more in tonight's sports report.
Bermuda's women's under-15 national team left it to the death, actually the final minute, to score the only goal of the game to defeat Barbados 1-0 in the CONCACAF Under-15 Girls Championships going on in Florida.
Keep going low.
Here's another opportunity going forward. It's Emily Cabral. Here's the shot, and it's going to go in the back of the net. Oh, a late goal for Bermuda, and that might just do it.
Following a dramatic win over Reading at the Majeski Stadium on Friday night, Derby County boss Frank Lampard will be hoping to follow up that victory over the Royals with another over Leeds United on Saturday night. Reports are suggesting that Derby County could sign Burnley striker Nakhi Wells. Wells is understood to be in talks with the Rams over a season loan move to Pride Park. We will keep you updated on the outcome of the talks and any moves Wells makes. Alan Douglas II became the first Cup match player to be presented the Safe Hands Award for a third year in a row.
I'd like to thank the Bermuda Healthcare Services, Brian and Darrell Clinic, St. George Cricket Club, Mr. Van Wright, and obviously Mr. Carol Bonner-Simons for accepting once again for this award. Last year was 2 years in a row. That was a record. Now to do 3 years in a row, I think that's going to be a hard feat for anybody to beat. So, once again, thank you, and I greatly appreciate it.
Warwick Workmen's were today presented the Bank of Bermuda Foundation Under-15 League Trophy with Farah Grossi, the ICC America's Regional Manager, Bermuda Cricket Board President Lloyd Smith, and BCB CEO Neil Spate congratulating the team. Warwick Workmen captain Johnny Lee thanked everyone who made it possible and praised his team.
I'd like to say thank you to the Bank of Bermuda Foundation and BCB Cricket Board for making this league run so well this year, even with the cancellations of games and field interruptions. It all went smoothly. I'd like to also say well done to my team. They fought hard this year, and as well as last year, so I'm proud of them.
Recently, 13-year-old Daniel Phillips competed in the Caribbean and then returned to Bermuda to double up on tournaments on local soil. Phillips' coach, Sam Mabry, sat down to discuss the youngster's extraordinary tennis summer journey, plus the challenges faced during the Caribbean trip.
I was more concerned about us making the trip because we didn't have the finances.
Right.
I was with coaching Daniel and making sure that he was mentally stable as we were going in today. You know, I was... Right. And improved in the end because I needed that little bit of change that last day. That's why I was going to the ATM machine, right. You know what I mean? Right. Because we didn't have all the money that we would have really needed in order to make the trip that much easier. Yes, we got some assistance. Yes. You know, and I'm being positive with the assistance that we're getting. Yes. I'm not telling you that I'm going to come up with an additional $11,000. Right. You know what I mean? After I got the 6. I told nobody that. Right.
Emma Harvey competed in the 2018 British Summer Swimming Championships. Harvey, a multiple medalist for Bermuda in the Carifta Swimming Championships, took to the water for the women's 17 to 18-year age group 50-meter butterfly preliminaries. Harvey finished 6th, clocking a time of 28 seconds flat, which saw her advance to the final. During the 17 to 18-year age group 50-meter butterfly final, Harvey clocked a faster time of 27.74, but she finished in 9th place. Harvey also advanced to the women's 17 to 18-year age group 50-meter backstroke final when she finished 3rd during the preliminaries, touching the wall in a time of 29.49. The women's 17 to 18-year age group open 50-meter backstroke final saw Harvey finish 4th in a time of 29.47. Adam Hole and his Aberdeen Ironbird teammates started the game with a chance to finish a road trip above 500 in their game against Coney Island. The game featured 2 ties and 3 lead changes, with the final score capped off at 4-3 to Coney Island. Hole went 1 for 3 from the plate with a hit. Jair Parfitt-Williams and his NJ Ruda-Valenja teammate drew 1-1 with Crisco. 3 games into the Slovenia League season, and Parfitt-Williams and his teammates only have 1 point and are in 10th place. This past week saw the annual Cup Match Classic as well as Bermuda players taking to the field in the UK. And once again, we bring you the top performers with both bat and ball. In the batting department, Onias Bascom, representing the St. George's Cricket Club, was the top scorer with a knock of 101 during the Cup Match Classic. With a knock of 92, saw Stephen Utterbridge, representing the Somerset Cricket Club, have the second highest score, and his teammate, Terence Frey, was the next highest with a knock of 90. In the bowling department, Dion Stovall from the Somerset Cricket Club had the best figures of 22.1 overs, 9 maidens, 4 for 58 during the St. George's second inning. Stovall also had the second best figures of 9 overs, 3 maidens, 3 for 21 in the first inning. Somerset Cricket Club captain Jordan De Silva had the third best figures of 7 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 25. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for sharing your Tuesday evening with us, everyone. Good night.